in, so I appreciate you guys for that. Matthew Hubbard says, how would you promote a micronation to macronational media? That's a great question. Okay, Matthew's asking the big boy questions. It's hard. It's hard because you want to make sure that your micronation, first off, is in the right position to do that. Now, you can just go off and do it. There's no right or wrong way to go about creating your micronation, but in my opinion, I think that a nation should have some background and some standing to what they're trying to actually become before they go and pitch out to a very wide macronational audience. Because if you call up your local radio station, your local television thing, and you say, I'm starting a country, that's viewed either one as a concern a lot of the time, or two as a joke and not taken seriously. But if you have legitimate resources, if you have a strong community and a connection to your local community, and you can show a lot of good that you're doing, you are making it harder and harder to paint a bad narrative for yourself, and you have a lot of counterexamples for that. So, in my opinion, I think that there is a lot of issue when it comes to when a nation is ready to do that, because media outlets just want the hottest hitting story. So if the hottest hitting story is making fun of your nation, they're going to do that. If the hottest hitting story is creating fear around your nation, they're going to do that, and they're going to paint the narrative that gets the most clicks. So if people are excited about your nation, and if there is a lot of benefit and help that your nation is doing, then it gives more and more incentive for them to look into those things. So you want to minimize the controversy in your nation, maximize the amount of help and benefit and good that your nation is doing for your local community, for, you know, different organizations, for different things, especially if you can have partnerships. You know, if you can partner with local community organizations, homeless shelters, you know, things for, you know, potentially your religion, or for things that are staples of your community, you know, a community arts center or something like that, you can really ingratiate yourself as a member of the community and as a part of that. And when people see you as that, it's going to be harder to defame you. It's going to be harder to create a narrative that it talks down to you. So you want to, when you make these big bursts, make sure that they are projecting the right image for you. Because once it goes out, once it is that large mass hit, it's going to be a large defining factor as to how most people view your nation. Because you're going from this little small audience to a huge audience, and it's because of the source that they're getting it from as to how they're going to view you. So if you have all these resources and all these things prepared such that that becomes a really good thing, then you're resonating out a really positive experience for people to come and check you out. But if you can't convince you know, local news station to do that in a positive way, they may, one, just not be interested and may not do the story. But if they do the story, they may be doing it because they're finding a way to kind of poke fun at you, or to, you know, play down what you're doing, or to make worry about what you're doing. So I think ultimately, to answer your question, Matthew, you need to be ready for that, and you need to be able to have a great story to tell yourself before you start trying to tell it to these news media.